Caring for and sharing family and personal papers. Caring for and sharing family and personal papers is the third in a series of tutorials produced by the State Historical Records Advisory Board and the State Archives of North Carolina. Support of this series is made possible through a grant from the National Historical Publications and Records Commission. Personal and family papers reflect what we value about ourselves, our families, and can contribute to an understanding of historical events and society beyond our immediate families. This tutorial will provide guidelines for the present and long-term care of the family papers you have come to treasure. Some examples of personal and family papers include diaries and journals, memoirs, reminiscences, and family stories, letters and personal notes, drawings, photographs, and recordings, speeches and presentations, recipes and recipe books, awards, certificates, and programs, feature and news articles about a family member including obituaries, significant financial records, and legal documents. When planning to maintain private papers at home, evaluate your family and personal papers. Which existing papers can be duplicated and kept in an ordinary home file for ready access and sharing? Which ones cannot be easily duplicated or replaced and require a greater investment of time and resources? Think of your long-term goals, options, contingencies, just as you would in making an estate plan, the disposition of your personal assets. Share your thoughts and actions with interested family members and trusted friends and relatives. As you work with the papers, you may decide that some or all of your materials have enduring value, significance, and interest to those beyond your immediate family. If so, refer to the last section of this tutorial. When collecting and identifying family and personal history materials, think about all of the storage locations and potential sources of relevant papers and consolidate them. Clearly label the material as a whole as important family and personal papers. Identify individuals in photographs and mentioned in letters. Make notes and label where needed using a soft lead pencil on back and top edge of photos. For more information about the care of family photographs, see the tutorial, The Care and Preservation of Family Photographs. There are many ways to organize family papers, such as a single chronological run of all materials, keeping together all of each person's letters and other papers, keeping separate groups of different types of materials, and arranging these chronologically, choosing a combination scheme, such as a chronological arrangement for most materials, with the exception, say, of volumes and oversized documents. Avoid mixing photographs with documents and newsprint. Copy newsprint articles and clippings onto acid-free paper. At minimum, isolate newsprint and all documents already darkened, keeping each surrounded by clean copy paper. Make a preliminary arrangement of papers that are kept in folders and boxes and that you will soon replace with quality storage containers. This will inform you as to what archival supplies you need to purchase. Develop a plan for sharing papers and photographs. Make photocopies or digital copies or a combination of paper and digital copies to share with family members. Avoid passing around originals. Photocopied and digitized images can reduce damage from excessive handling. If you decide to compile one or more scrapbooks, use copies instead of original papers or photos. Once you establish a plan for organizing and sharing, consider these preliminary steps. Create a preliminary outline of your scheme on paper. Outline and organize your essential information about your family members, historical context, and a workable version of your organizational scheme. Update this as your project progresses and additional information comes to light. Share updates and future inventories of papers with interested family. Provide a protective, stable environment for your materials in an environment where the temperature can be controlled to between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit with 40 to 50 degrees relative humidity. One of the easiest things to do for your records is to select a box with a close-fitting lid that helps protect contents from light, dust, and physical damage. Use low acid and low lignin containers that can be found from Archival supply catalogs. Avoid ordinary cardboard and commercial boxes, typical office supply manila folders, brown paper wrappers, and envelopes. Put paper in protective paper-based or plastic enclosures. Products that fit most family history needs include quality file folders and flip-top document storage boxes. For more information about the preservation and handling of paper materials, creating the proper environment, and tips for avoiding damage to your personal papers, see the tutorial, General Paper Preservation Tips. When handling family papers, keep in mind these general do's and don'ts. Do remove paper clips, staples, and rubber bands, all damaging over time. Do keep acidic papers such as newspapers and clippings from touching other paper items. Make copies of newspaper articles for your files. Remove materials that will damage other documents stored nearby. Don't use adhesive tapes or glue. Don't use magnetic or self-adhesive photo and memory albums. And always avoid using paper clips, staples, and rubber bands. Always take important papers out of the damp basement and other areas and out of the hot attic. Don't laminate any item you value and wish to keep. Papers that have local, regional, or statewide significance beyond family-only interest can be donated to an appropriate archival repository such as a local or regional library or university. Benefits include a family legacy that is protected for generations, benefits to researchers, and potential tax benefits. Your papers may contain good information about your local community. For example, in letters or in collections of memorabilia, there may be information about the early history of a community, its businesses, individuals, or buildings. Your local historical society or library may be interested in copies of relevant materials. In some cases, your family papers may contain documentation of regional or statewide significance, touch on topics of wide research interest, or provide a unique source of information about the state or region's culture and its social, political, and economic history. In those cases, you might consider donating them to the State Archives of North Carolina or another repository. Properly caring for your family papers will extend their life, enabling future generations to share family history. There are many valuable resources to help you care for family papers. The website for the Northeast Document Conservation Center provides a leaflet entitled Caring for Private and Family Collections. The website for the American Institute for Conservation of History and Artistic Works provides a pamphlet entitled Caring for Your Treasures. The website of the National Archives and Records Administration provides a publication entitled Caring for Your Family Archives, and the Library of Congress preservation pages contain several links to information about all types of preservation. Refer to the booklet, A Guide to Donating Your Personal or Family Papers to a Repository, from the Society of American Archivists. The website for the Association of Personal Historians includes various tips and links to resources about safeguarding family papers. And consider the published guide, The Unofficial Family Archivist, by Melissa Manning, published in 2011. Archival supply catalogs can be obtained from companies such as Gaylord Brothers, University Products, Hollinger Metal Edge, and Talus. The State Archives of North Carolina can help too, with suggestions and guidance for caring for family papers. Contact Fran Tracy Walls, Private Manuscript Archivist, at 919-807-7316 or fran.tracywalls@ncdcr.gov. Caring for and sharing family and personal papers is made possible through a grant from the National Historical Publications and Records Commission. Special thanks to Fran Tracy Walls, Sarah Kuntz, Emily Rainwater, Chris Meekins, Francesca Perez, Kelly Eubank, and Andrea Gabriel. Other tutorials in this series include identifying and protecting essential family records, general paper preservation tips, the care and preservation of family photographs, and managing and preserving digital images.